motorcycle accident in my early 20s, I spent the next 6 years mostly bedridden trying to repair a severely damaged leg. It took a total of 12 operations until we realized that the only real solution was a prosthesis. Fast forward 10 years, and after my 37th birthday a few days ago, I think I'm pretty close to my genetic potential nowadays. All things considered, the fact that I started calisthenics at age 27, my average genetics, I would say, and having done all this with a prosthetic leg, I think I've done pretty good. Of course, there's always things, afterwards that you could have done a little bit better, but that is one of the reasons that I make these videos. Basically, this YouTube channel for me is a reminder of everything I had to do to arrive at this point, all the obstacles I had to overcome, all the struggles I had to go to, and the whole educational journey as well of studying exercise, physiology, nutrition, calisthenics, and that way it's also a way for me to help other people start their own calisthenics journey, but also avoid all the mistakes that I did, and that way we can all take calisthenics to the next level. Tip number 1 is don't always trust YouTube's algorithm for training advice. What I mean by that is that if your training is always influenced by what ends up at the top of your feed, all you end up doing is either trying to reach the level of an advanced gymnast, or you just end up hopping from one extreme workout routine to the other, from one extreme exercise variation to the other, and therefore there's no consistency, there's no way of measuring things, and in the end, because of all that, there's no progress. Of course, we all end up looking at the flashy stuff as well, and it is normal to sometimes try to do some of that, but keep in mind that these flashy moves are the cherry on top and they're not the cake beneath it. So what I mean by that is that keep in mind that people who are capable to do all this, first of all, started working on the basics and took their time with that. So, don't start the opposite route around. Don't start trying to do the flashy stuff before you focus on the cake. And also keep in mind that a lot of these people have a background in gymnastics or something similar. And if you start, especially if you start calisthenics later in life, oftentimes it's not worth getting injured to try to do these things, and you really don't have to train like a gymnast if you want to get in good shape with calisthenics. So summarizing tip number 1, it makes sense in our dopamine infused culture that what ends up at the top of your search results is basically content that promotes extremism, polarization, and variety simply for the sake of variety. But always remember that just because it's there at the top of your search results, it doesn't mean that it's always good advice. And you don't really need to do extreme things to get in good shape. First of all, focus on the cake, focus on mastering the basics, and focus on mastering consistency. Tip number 2 is focus on small but consistent progress over time. When calisthenics becomes part of your lifestyle and when you learn to train in a way that is sustainable, the truth is that your workouts won't look that impressive on camera, or at least not that amazing to create a viral YouTube video. Sure, the people that take the more aggressive route might see faster and more impressive results at first, but in the long run, they either end up burned out, injured, or overwhelmed, or even a combination of all these 3. In other words, the best way to reach your potential is, first of all, to stop comparing yourself with others and to focus on consistent, tiny, incremental progress over time through constant practice of the basics. So keep in mind that if you're constantly searching for that secret holy grail of fitness, looking for that more advanced workout routine, looking for a shortcut to great results, looking for a way to override hard work, all you do is you're just ending up a frustrated program hopper, And in summary, people who are in great shape haven't figured out anything new about human physiology and fitness. All they've mastered is how to stay consistent with the basics. It's basically the same pull-ups, dips, push-ups, sprints, and planks, different sweaty shirt and day, week in and week out. Now, although that can sound a little bit boring, it doesn't have to be, because in my opinion, that's what a good workout routine, a good program, a good coach does. He makes the basics interesting by switching the exercises around, by creating routines that have you in a way doing the basics, but feeling like you're doing something new. That's also what I try to do, especially the last year, by creating workout routines like the sloth workout, super slow training, super drop sets, all kinds of different ladders and stuff like that. That was all up to this day. I still believe that calisthenics is the best way to train, to get in shape, to stay in shape, to make exercise part of your lifestyle. You can train anywhere you want. Me, I like to train outdoors 99% of the year. It offers so much flexibility. All you really need is a pair of gymnastic rings. You can throw it in your backpack and the whole world becomes your gym if you wanted to. And before I end this video, also one more thing. The last 6 months, I've created a community online where we all train together with a bunch of people that have completed any of my previous boot camps. This is a year-round community where I offer training advice, where I offer detailed programming. You can have constant communication with me if you need more custom tailored advice. We do weekly video calls. It's become a community that is getting more and more connected with each other. You have that sense of camaraderie. We're beginning to make our own jokes, and overall it is basically something that I wanted to do for a long time. I wasn't sure how to do it, but it seems that the last months, the way I'm doing it, it's working really well. So if you want to join us as well, we're about 70 people so far, I think, but I'll be accepting another 30 people in about a month. If that's something interesting for you, there's a newsletter list below. You can subscribe. You'll just get 1 or 2 emails regarding how to join this community. So check it out, click on the link and subscribe. And until next time, keep on training.